morning, children. In the last video of halves and quarters, we saw so many things and we actually learned what is half and what is a quarter. Now, children, in this video, we are going to learn more about different types of fractions. Also, we are going to revise whatever we already know. Means, what is a fraction? How do we write fractions? You know what? Some children feel if there's a fraction like 2 upon 3, they feel since there are two numbers 2 and 3, they feel there are two numbers in this. But actually, when a fraction is there, it represents one quantity. Two numbers are used. One is the numerator and one is the denominator, but the fraction is one quantity. All this we are going to learn in this video. Okay, let's start.
What is a fraction? A part of a whole or any number of equal parts are called fractions. Now children, look at this figure 1. This figure 1 has been divided into equal parts. Let us see how many parts it has been divided into. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6 fours are 24 parts. This figure has been divided into 24 equal parts. And all the parts, the individual parts in this figure is called a fraction of the figure. Same way, figure 2 also has been divided into equal parts. All the parts are equal in size. Same way, figure 3 also has been divided into equal parts. So every part is a fraction of the complete figure. Now, parts of a fraction. 7 upon 10 is a fraction. Children, every fraction has two numbers. One number which is written above this line, this number is called the numerator. And the number which is written below this line, it is called the denominator. Now, this line is called a fraction bar or the division bar. Now, why is it called division bar? The reason is that you divide one whole into equal parts. And that is the reason it is called division bar. Because we are dividing one whole into equal parts. Now, the number which is the denominator, this number denotes the total number of equal parts in which one whole has been divided. For example, there is a cake which you have divided into 10 equal parts. So, this 10 is showing that the cake has been divided into 10 equal parts. Now, numerator. Numerator is the number of parts which have been selected. Suppose out of the 10 equal parts, 7 parts have got finished. So if somebody asks you how much of cake is finished, you will say 7 upon 10 of the cake is finished. Or you can say 7 parts out of 10 parts of a cake are finished. So 7 upon 10 represents the amount of cake which is finished. So children, 7 is the numerator and 10 is the denominator. Now look at these different figures. Now here we are going to write the fractions for the shaded and unshaded parts. Look at the first figure. It has been divided into 9 equal parts. Out of these 9 parts, 6 parts have been shaded. So fraction for shaded parts is 6 upon 9. Now, if you see, 3 parts are unshaded. So the fraction for unshaded parts is 3 upon 9. Look at this second figure. In the second figure, we have divided the figure into 10 equal parts. And out of 10 parts, we have shaded 5 parts. So, the fraction for the shaded parts is 5 upon 10. And the other 5 parts are unshaded. So, fraction for unshaded parts is also 5 upon 10. Okay, look at this star. It has 6 petals of exactly same size. And out of 6 petals, 2 have been shaded. So the fraction for the shaded part is 2 upon 6. And 4 are unshaded. So the fraction for the unshaded part is 4 upon 6. Look at this figure. This rectangle has been divided into 16 equal parts. Out of the 16 parts, 4 parts have been shaded. So fraction for the shaded parts is 4 upon 16. And since 12 parts are unshaded, so the fraction for the unshaded parts is 12 upon 16. Okay, now look at this rectangle. It also has been divided into 16 equal parts. But here we have shaded 12 parts this time, children. So the fraction for the shaded parts is 12 upon 16 and the fraction for the unshaded parts is 4 upon 16. So this is how we write the fraction for a selected parts. Okay. Now children, we have different types of fractions. Let us study these. First type of fractions are called proper fractions. So children, in this slide, all the fractions are proper fractions. Why they are proper? Because in these fractions, the numerator is smaller than the denominator. Now, for example, 6 upon 9, 3 upon 5, 1 upon 2, 16 upon 29, 236 upon 975. All these are proper fractions. And children, all proper fractions, they represent less than one whole. I will just explain it to you using the previous slide. For example, 6 upon 9. Suppose this is a chocolate and you got to eat 6 pieces out of 9 pieces. Now you have got 6 upon 9 of the chocolate. So this is less than one whole chocolate, right? This is one whole chocolate, but you got to eat only 6 pieces out of the 9 pieces. So it is less than one whole. So all the proper fractions are less than one whole. Okay, improper fractions. Now children, improper, as the word suggests, improper. the improper fractions have a tiny base and a heavy head. Why do I say that? Because in these fractions, numerator is greater than or equal to the denominator. In these fractions, numerator is either bigger than the denominator or it is equal to the denominator. So such fractions are called improper fractions. Now, see children, if the base is very small and the head is too big, naturally that thing will be little unstable. That will not be stable. That is the reason we call these fractions as improper fractions. See here, the denominator is big. 16 is big, 9 is small. 96 is big, 27 is small. 386 is big, 91 is small. And here 6 and 6 are equal. So 6 upon 6 is also an improper fraction. Even 8 upon 1, since the numerator is big and the denominator is small, so it is an improper fraction. Okay. Now mixed number. A combination of a whole number and a proper fraction is called a mixed number. Now children, for example, 7 whole, 6 upon 9. 2 whole, 3 upon 8. 11 whole, 5 upon 7. 102 whole, 6 upon 97. These are all mixed numbers. Now children, to understand a mixed number, I will just take the first example and explain it to you. Suppose your mama has baked 8 cakes. Suppose your mama has baked 8 cakes for a party and your friends came and they finished off 7 cakes full, and the 8th cake, which had been divided into 9 equal parts, 6 parts got finished. So children, the cake which has got finished, you will say 7 full cakes have got finished, and the 8th cake, 6 parts out of 9 parts have got finished. So 7 whole, 6 upon 9 of the cakes have got finished. And that is what is a mixed number. Sometimes when your mama asks you how much of chapati you want to eat, so sometimes you say, I want to eat 1.5. It means you want to eat 1 full and half chapati. So 1.5 is a mixed number in which 1 is the whole number and 1 upon 2 or half is the fraction part. So the 1.5 is also a mixed number. Now unit fractions. The fractions whose numerator is 1. For example, 1 upon 9, 1 upon 5, 1 upon 2, 1 upon 29, 1 upon 975. In all these fractions, the numerator is 1. So these fractions are called unit fractions. Okay. Now, like fractions. Children, in the like fractions, the denominators are same. So, two fractions or more than two fractions which have same denominators, they are called like fractions. For example, the word like, when we use the word like in English, we say, I am like my father. It means I and my father have something in common. Same way, children, in like fractions, what is common? The denominators are common. So, like fractions are the fractions which have same denominator. For example, 5 upon 9, 2 upon 9, 1 upon 9, 16 upon 9, 236 upon 9. All of these are like fractions. Unlike fractions. Now, in these fractions, children, the denominators are different. Now, the fractions which have different denominators, it means one whole has been divided into different parts. For example, in the fraction 6 upon 7, one whole has been divided into 7 equal parts. In the fraction 1 upon 2, one whole has been divided into 2 equal parts. Same way, children, in all these fractions, the denominators are different. So these fractions are called unlike fractions. So children, this was the introduction to fractions, where we learned what is a numerator, what is a denominator, how to write a fraction for a shaded or an unshaded part, that means the selected part, and also we learned different types of fractions. That's all for today, children. Thank you and have a nice day.